from the Department of Psychology and Counseling, and that is where we are meeting relevance in this occasion. I got very excited when I heard about this counseling week, mental health awareness in Nakuru County, and I was telling myself Nakuru County is coming of age. Coming of age because we have started knowing the things that matter, and we have started taking them to the masses because that is where we are relevant. And so as we talk about the role of counseling in mental health, I want to repeat some things that have been said here by the speakers that came before me. I know we cannot cover this topic comprehensively in only the 10 minutes that we are given, but one of the things that was said here is about health and the relationship it has with mental health. And we all know that health is that complete physical, mental, and social, including spiritual well-being. So Hannah did right to go to the pastor because spiritual well-being is also part of it. And the World Health Organization goes further and acknowledges that health is not just absence of disease. It is actually when you have the complete wellness of body, mind, and soul. And somebody else has said here, and I want to repeat that there cannot, therefore, be health without mental health. For you to say that you're completely healthy, then it means that all those faculties that we have mentioned are totally free of any ailments. And so today we want to concern ourselves with mental health. And we ask ourselves, what then is mental health? And we want to very briefly acknowledge that it is that state of mental well-being which enables each and every one of us to cope with the daily stressors of life, because you cannot have a single day without a single element of stress. Or can you? No. Either you're feeling hungry, you're feeling thirsty, that is a stressor, but how do you cope with it? Students, there will be exams, there will be papers to write, those are stressors. How do you cope with them? You can only cope if your mental health is up to date. And then you are able to realize what your abilities are. When you have good mental health, you can acknowledge where your strengths lie, what you are able to do, like those students who have now said that by day 5, we realize that we are very strong. So you realize that you are strong and you are able to do certain things. And consequently, you're able to learn, you're able to work very well and contribute to the well-being of the community. You will be irrelevant unless it's something you're giving to the community. And you cannot give to the community unless your mental status is in a state of wellness, and that is mental health. Now, I also want to go on and add that mental health is a needed part or component of health and well-being. It actually underpins the ability of individuals and collective, humanity to make decisions, to build relationships, and to shape the world that we are living in. I don't know whether you're seeing the pattern. Whether it's you as an individual or a collection of human beings, what you call a community or an organization, you will not be able to make proper decisions. You will not be able to run relationships unless you are well. And you realize that all these are very important if we are going to advance as a nation, as a community, and as a society. And I also want to say it is a basic human right. You know, we like talking about human rights. And as we underscore what is written in our Constitution 2010, that health, every person has, health as a basic human right. I want us to know that going a step further, mental health is also a basic human right. And I want to thank the organizers of this event for acknowledging this and remembering that what stands between mental health and of our people and access to it is actually stigma. Those of us who are of an older generation, we remember that we often associated going for counseling with ogoroki. Simwesikia hiyo ya Hana. Yeah? You think the only reason you're going for counseling, ama ukionekana you're going for counseling, you look like madness is getting nearer to you. But we are becoming of age. Now we have known that this is a basic human right. And because the issues that we want to talk about today cuts across the board, then each one of us is a candidate for counseling. Every one of us needs it. It doesn't matter what level you are at. Even when you're feeling like you're completely normal, you're still a candidate for counseling because there's something you can learn from it. But let me just go on with the mental health and say that peak mental health, the time we are saying you are tip-top in your mind, it's not just about managing those active conditions, because you can say, I'm okay because I'm managing, but it goes further. It's about looking after ongoing wellness and happiness. And that's why I'm charging each one of us here that you are responsible not only for being active in managing your activities, but also for looking after the ongoing wellness. Ongoing meaning that you're looking after your wellness, today, tomorrow, and the day after. Now, what I have noticed is that we use the words mental health and poor mental health and mental illness. We take them to be synonyms. But when you look further, you will find that they actually are not synonyms. So that you are able, it's possible for you to experience poor mental health without having a mental illness. Just like it is possible for you to have a mental illness and once in a while have episodes of mental and social well-being. So we need to recognize that because when you think about mental health, it will be varying depending on what conditions that you are experiencing, depending on the manifestations that are there, and of course, depending on what triggers and stressors are causing this. Now, allow me to ask a question that I think each one of us should ask ourselves. Why are we talking about mental health awareness now? And I'm saying it's not just now, this should have happened yesterday. And what are the reasons? You've heard a speaker that was here saying that according to statistics, 1 in every 5 persons has a mental health issue. Is there a better time for us to come on board and address mental health than now? The answer is no. Again, when we look at our society, because we have said mental health issues cut right across the society, we find fingerprints and footprints of mental health issues every which way we look. What am I talking about? You're listening to news, you're watching social things on media and social media, on electronic and print media, and they are alive with incidences incidences that are speaking about a society that is suffering from mental health issues. Have you heard of suicides? Have you heard of murders? Even in the institution of the family, where we see a person completely killing members of the family. Have you heard of suicide? Have you heard of drugs and drug abuse? Have you heard of broken relationships across the board? I mean, just name it, everything is talking about mental health issues that need to be addressed in the society, and like yesterday. Meaning, it's like most of the people we experience around are in some kind of a state of despondency, and it is time that we come alive to the fact that we need to arise. It's in all areas, in all ages, even children now. We are beginning to say that we need to start thinking about the mental well-being of small children, and especially in this age, allow me to say, without fear of looking like I'm out of place, this age when we are teaching LGBTQ even to young children. Sijui kama mnanielewa. So we need to know that it cuts across all ages, it cuts across all professions. There's nobody who is immune to mental health issues. It's cutting across all institutions. The fact that St. Paul is domiciled in a diocesan headquarters does not make it immune to mental health issues. It cuts across every aspect of life, marriages, relationships, schools, universities, colleges, religions, including the church. And so, if there was a better time to rise up and address mental health, it is now.